right. Hello, Amy, Nancy. We're so excited to have you today on our Grosse Pointe Chamber Chat. Tell us about yourselves and the history a little bit behind the Corner Studio.
Hi, I'm Nancy. So happy to be doing this. Thank you so much for asking us. I would say basically this was born out of a need for a place for my kids to work out with me, for my family to be able to work out together. Um, the real story is that my kids' winter workout class, which was so great, was canceled 2 winters ago. And I kind of had a mental breakdown about it because I knew how much they loved it, how important it was for them, and how there really wasn't that many places for them to work out. And it was canceled because sports teams needed the inside facility, which I totally get. But it kind of made me realize there was a lack of a space in the community. And so that week, I started looking for properties and I found this building on the corner of Mack and Broadstone, and it just kind of worked out. It was a total teardown mess, and we ended up taking about almost a year to fix it and bring it back to life. And it's turned out really beautifully. And we do have programming for kids and teens. And then eventually, a bunch more people reached out to me, and now it's like a full family, all ages, basically.
And then I'm Amy, so I run like the day to day at the Corner Studio. And when Nancy first came up with this plan, it was amazing. But then it kind of transitioned into like a little bit more of just like an array of fitness classes for all ages, which is amazing because you can't really get that anywhere. I feel like most places you buy a membership, you're kind of stuck with one type of workout.
Mhm.
Here, you have the flexibility to really do whatever you want.
And one of our big things is that we let family members, couples, parents and children share their memberships.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's, yeah, so you really aren't, um, you know, we're all so busy. We kind of figure like if I can get here maybe 8 times a month and my son can come once a week and then, so that's kind of how we look at it. We're all so busy, but as a family, like my own family, we all share a membership and we are here a bunch.
Yeah. So I think and I'm really glad you brought this up too, because that was going to be leading into my next question is, you know, when people think about the Corner Studio, or if they're not familiar with it, and if they're just driving by and they just think it's another general fitness studio, right? But you're not, right? You're way more in depth and unique in that. So tell us a little bit more about that. So you already talked about it's family friendly, obviously, which I think is so
Mhm.
amazing, that you've got all these different options for all ages. But what else makes you not just your average fitness studio?
So we also really thought it was so important to kind of look at like your whole health, the mental health, and other ways, like what makes you really truly healthy, right? And a lot of it isn't just lifting weights or aerobic exercise. We have meditation. So we try to help you, find a calmer, better way of living or dealing with stressors in your life. We have yoga for those similar reasons. We have a tune-up suite in the studio, which we partnered with Ramp Detroit, which is a company downtown, and they offer kind of physical therapy type work. So they do cupping. Um, they call them tune-ups. So they stretch you, cup. They can do like
Yeah,
kinesiology tape.
kind of like manipulate whatever.
Yeah,
If you
it's
have a shoulder issue, they can just kind of help manipulate it to get it back,
right.
Mhm.
better than it was.
Which is another thing, like that's really important to my family. My son, he just like for health reasons, really like appreciates the stretching. And we also have an infrared sauna, which has incredible healing properties, which we had done a ton of research on. And we got this incredible one from California. Basically has all the positives of an infrared sauna without any of the negatives. It has chromotherapy, which has a lot of health benefits. So yeah, we kind of, for us, it's not so much about having like the perfect body or being a certain size or any of that. It's really truly just like, did my visit to Corner Studio make me feel better today?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's really like where we've taken it, and it's been that way. I mean, it's a really positive vibe. We also have nutrition
Yeah.
coaching.
Lindsay Paragon is like our in-house like nutritionist, and she can do wonders with you and like help you eat better, look better. Starts with the mental side of it, you know. She's
Mhm.
always preaching like if you're not ready to make the change, that's where it begins. So she's really good with that. We also have seasonal boutique here, which
Oh,
is
right.
fun for a little retail therapy for everyone.
All the therapies, all
Yes,
of
all the
right, all
therapies.
of it.
We can make you look great, feel
Yeah.
great. So yeah, I mean, it really is, it's the whole body, the whole mind.
Yeah.
How can we eat better, sleep better, feel better? That's basically our philosophy.
Yeah, I think what else I love about it too, as you're talking about it, is you meet people where they are in their
Yes.
journey, right? And you have all these different options that are going to cater to anyone in their health, wellness, fitness journey. So it just makes your place super accessible, which
Yeah,
I
kind
really
of one
love.
of our philosophies is just start, like
Yeah.
just come,
Mhm.
just reach out to us. Sorry, we have
It's
automatic
okay.
lights. Yeah, we're eco-friendly too. So yeah, just literally just reach out to us. Like we could
Mhm.
not be more welcoming, more supportive. Are not perfect by any means. Neither of us are certified in any sort of fitness, anything. I mean, I coach tennis and play tennis, and Amy's been an athlete her whole life. I was an athlete growing up, but we've hired the best professionals in this area to help you, fix the way you're eating or work out, just
Yeah.
basically be the best version of yourself. And
I will say too, I feel like we've had a lot of people come to us just not even knowing where to start,
mhm,
like kind
Mhm.
of scared to take a fitness class. I mean, for the longest time, even myself, I wasn't really into fitness classes. I don't want to
right.
be, I'm not on the same page as Nancy, or she's not on the same page as me. It's not a competition, but I feel like a lot of people, when you go in like with that mindset of a fitness class, it sort of seems like, well, if I'm out of shape, I'm not really comfortable standing next to someone who's been working out every day for the last 3 years.
Right.
But it's not like that here. And we have classes, if you aren't feeling comfortable, that are like not as hard hitting, that, it's a good place to start.
And we have personal training and like group
Yes.
training. So that's another thing. We have a lot of people who are doing all the pieces, like they're meeting
Mhm.
with the nutritionist and then doing personal training just to get them maybe more ready
Where
for
they want to be
a
to start.
traditional
Yeah.
fitness class, kind of.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, how long have you guys been open? I want to ask that
So it'll
first.
be a year in
February.
February.
A
So
year.
we
That's
kind of
amazing.
opened at the worst possible time.
Yes.
We were
Yes.
only open for a month
I was gonna
before we
say,
closed.
Oh
And we
man.
actually closed early because we were very
yeah.
cautious, COVID
Hmm.
cautious. We still are, always have been. We kind of even opened late once we were allowed to reopen. So yeah, we were open only for a month, and then everything we ended up doing free virtual workouts all during like
Yep. On
with the
Instagram.
shutdown on
Hmm.
Instagram. And honestly, I do feel like maybe it was one of the silver linings of the shutdown because we were able to kind of reach a captive audience and
Mhm.
connect with people in a way that maybe we wouldn't have during normal times. I mean, you know how it is when a new business opens, you hear about
Hmm.
it, then you think about it, and then you visit it maybe, and then 6 months later you're like, oh yeah, didn't that place open? But something about just having that captive audience at home looking for a way to stay positive and fit
And
and
keep moving.
connect.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did all these fun challenges during quarantine. We raised money for different causes like Detroit EMS, different things. So it actually was
It wasn't, yeah.
it was
It was
okay.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were lucky enough that when Whitmer said we could do outdoor classes, we partnered with the city of Grosse Pointe Farms and
Hmm.
we offered outdoor classes at Kirby Field, which was also another silver
Yes.
lining of quarantine because we would have never thought to have outdoor classes. And honestly, we might do it again, even if we don't
People
have
loved
to.
it. It was,
Loved it.
yeah, it was a huge success.
Huge. I mean, it was a way to be very socially distanced, very safe. The breeze, the fresh air, the sunlight. I mean, it kind of, in retrospect, goes completely with our philosophy of,
Hmm.
feeling young, feeling, remembering those days of being outside and just playing and being with friends and being with your community. And it literally was that because we were at a baseball field and it was so fun. So we might do it again
Yeah,
this
it was
summer.
great.
Yeah, I
Sure.
love that adaptability. I'm sure when you opened, you probably had all these plans,
Yeah.
right? Well, and then you had to get really adaptable fast. But I think that just speaks to your guys' strength of how much and what you do offer and the focus of your mission and what you're doing of being able to adapt in that way. So you mentioned a few things that kind of like stood out because you had to do things differently through your first year of business. But maybe if you want to touch on a few of those moments, because I think um, this unique ability you got to really get to know people probably a little bit better, right? If people were really invested in what you were doing, especially when they physically couldn't be there, that I think is so unique as a new business.
Yes.
Yeah,
Totally.
honestly, it was kind of shocking, really, how many people would tune. So we were doing live Instagram classes,
Hmm.
and I mean, there were days that 55, 60 people joined us.
And also, like some of them, like were like, "How did you even hear about us?" I mean,
Yeah.
there's like, I mean, emails I would get from people like out in Maine who were like, "Oh, are
Wow.
you still going to be doing it?" I'm like, "How did you find us?" Like,
Yeah.
social media is amazing in that way,
Yeah.
though. But it was
It
a
was
huge save
awesome.
for
Even
us.
for me, at a time that, you know, was probably one of the lonelier times of everybody's lives. I went 4 months without, you know, seeing a lot of family members in person. We were pretty isolated. I was able to work out with one of my best friend who lives in Chicago, one of my best friends that lives in Minneapolis, my
Yeah.
girlfriend's in New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey. And the way an Instagram live works is that you can type in like things, you can chat with each other essentially.
Hmm.
So we were all saying hi to each other. I mean, Kara Cooley, who teaches dance here, has become friends with my friends from home, and she's from out west. And it's just, and she was working out with her family members out west, and it really was just, I mean, during a very hard, stressful, dark time. I mean, it really was a hard time. It
Brought
did
people
bring people together, and I'm so thankful for it, because again, another thing we would have never thought about. There
Right.
have been so many pivots because of this last year that have actually been amazing. And
Yeah.
we've had,
You wouldn't think
Amy and
to
I
do
joke,
it.
we've had to reinvent our company like 8 times.
But it's been for
But
the
they've
best.
all been good.
Yeah.
They've
That's
all been
good.
positive. They've all brought people together, even with like the fundraisers and the challenges. We partnered with other businesses in our community. We did a challenge with people to donate juices from Rhythm and Blue Grosse Pointe Juice Company to all the local healthcare workers. That raised thousands of dollars, and they donated, I think, something like 900 bottles of juice to our local healthcare workers. I mean,
Wow.
even seeing those pictures and those videos of how happy that made the healthcare workers to know they weren't alone. Yeah, never in a million years did we think the place that I basically designed just as a place to work out
Hmm.
would turn into like a really awesome community space. We've met, I mean, Amy's from here. I'm not from here, but we've met so many people,
Hmm.
partnered with so many businesses. We're doing another challenge or promotion for Valentine's Day for February with a bunch of local businesses. The chamber has helped us so much. I mean, it really has been awesome.
That's good. All right. Well, you're going into your second year now. Things are starting to come back to normal. You're probably able to look back at your original plans a little bit more with the
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yes. Yes, we
For
just
one
said, we're like,
day.
okay,
right
so
now
it's
you can
time for mommy and me yoga classes. I mean, we had our first mommy and me yoga class set up literally the Saturday before the shutdown. Yeah, we've been starting to circle back because just like a few weeks ago, Whitmer let us have classes again.
Mhm.
So we are moving back towards the original plan.
Right.
Totally.
So with it being a
Yeah.
new year though as well for the rest of us, resolutions are running amok, right? Especially after coming out of last year and it being such a difficult year mentally, physically, emotionally for everyone. I would agree.
Mhm.
Take everyone's a lot of focuses on taking care of your health, taking care, mental, physical, all of it, right? What are a few tips that you guys could share to help people who are starting this journey this year, right? To help them kind of stay on track a little bit more.
I mean, our biggest thing, which we preach all the time, is like finding a buddy to work out with, whether it's a significant other, a friend, family member, that kind of holds you accountable. you sign up for a 6 a.m. class, you know your friend's gonna be hounding you if you don't make it.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to do something like that. And we've done like challenges and stuff like that, where if you work out with a buddy, you get like a free sauna, stuff like that. But my biggest thing too is I work out here with my husband a lot, and it's just well, for us it's kind of like a little date night type thing. He works all day. If I'm gone all day, we'll meet here at 5:30, take a class, sometimes sauna after. But I think having someone that can like hold you accountable to be there and show up when you
Yeah,
make a plan to work out and better your health, I think that's a huge
for
thing.
sure. I also think I agree. My health right now, my husband and my kids and I were on a little bit of an extra health kick, and it definitely helps me. My husband, like we actually even have a Peloton at home. I mean, we try to find we have a dog. We try to walk her. We try to run her at a local field. I mean, we try to find little ways to fit fitness into our life, even if it's just walking or going for a bike ride. I think that if you have someone to do it with, that helps a lot. But also if you're alone or you are in a situation where you can't get your friends and family on the same page as you, I do feel like we're the perfect, like kind of welcoming space. I know so many people that have made friends here,
Yes.
that maybe would never have hung out with before. And
Like
they,
the trainers.
yeah, the
like,
trainers have
becoming
all
friends with
become,
the clients
yeah.
and stuff like that.
The trainers are all friends now. And because our classes are so small, like right now, our biggest class is 5 people. You kind of do end up connecting with the people that are in the room with you. One of my husband's friends, I was just chatting with him yesterday. He comes here for 8 a.m. and he's gotten to know the other kind of 8 a.m. people. And his wife comes here and his son comes here for the teen classes. Like there's just something about kind of seeing the same faces here over and over that you do end up connecting with people and you do look forward to seeing them. So I think that helps because we're not a big gym, and our classes are so small. You really do end up kind of connecting with the people that are here, even the receptionists. Like everyone loves our receptionists. And
I was here yesterday or maybe on 2 days ago, and Megan's here every morning, but I was there and everyone's like, why are you here? Like, where's Megan? I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So in a time when like you are kind of distant from, I haven't seen a lot of my friends in a long time. We don't really do anything socially still. We're still kind of COVID cautious. This is a place at least that I feel like I get to see other adults and see some friends and make new friends. So I think that's been really, really nice. I think you could, even if you don't have anyone to work out with, you could find someone here to connect with.
And like the biggest thing too is like, don't be afraid to like try.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of circles back to like where people don't know where to start. Like we are here to help at any stage of life. So,
and we truly have clients that are 8 and we have clients that are in their 80s because we also have Pilates, which is so great for the spine, mobility, stretching, spine. Our sculpt classes, we have a bunch of older women that do that. And we have older men that do Pilates. I mean, it's pretty cool. Like we are really,
there's a lot.
Yeah, the dream of having it for something for everyone has happened. And we're definitely even going to circle back to that even more. We had kids yoga, but with the shutdown and masks and everything, that's been hard, but we're going to circle back to that.
Yeah. So the corner studio is clearly building its own little community, which I love to hear that. But what about you guys? And you've touched on it already as well, but what do you love most about being a part of this Grosse Pointe community, especially as a small business?
I would say what's been the biggest thing that I've noticed is just how supportive people have been of small businesses. I think that people make a real concerted effort in our town to support each other, to support the restaurants, the shops. I mean, I know I shopped completely local for Christmas and I felt like a lot of people did, and there's so many amazing shops in our town that are unique and don't exist anywhere else. And I just think that it's been really fun to partner with a lot of them.
And say the other small businesses really support each other too, which is great.
Yeah.
Especially in like with COVID and everything like that, you can really see people coming together and businesses coming together.
And all the videos the chamber made were so great. I mean, it's really been surprising, I think, just how supportive everyone has been of each other. during
Yeah.
this time. And I hope that, and I do think that will continue. I really
Yeah.
do. I think people have realized not only does it matter how healthy you are for quality of life, but it also matters what stores and restaurants are in your town.
Mhm.
We will not have the great Grosse Pointe that we have right now if these stores don't make it and the restaurants don't make it. Like no one, I mean, Amazon is convenient and whatever, and so is, Target, but it's the little stores and restaurants that make your town amazing. And we have that. So I'm hoping that people continue to support it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you both so much for taking this time.
Thank
This was
you.
great. I learned a lot. I know people are going to
You
learn
gotta
a
come and
lot.
work out with
I
us.
know.
I know. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay.
So how can people learn more about the Corner Studio or sign up for classes? What's the best way for people to start getting involved?
So we actually have our own app, which I think is great. I'm in my 40s and admittedly not the most tech savvy, although I do our Instagram and I love it. But I find the app the easiest. It is literally, we designed it so that it was so simple. You literally click on what class or what appointment or what sauna time you want to come. And then obviously Instagram. I mean, I'm admittedly way too available to all of our clients via DM, but you can literally ask me a question at like midnight and I'll probably answer it. Amy's always available. We have a receptionist here every morning-ish from like 6 a.m. till noon, usually most evenings. So you can just call us. You can email us. We email back within a day.
Yeah, within an hour.
Yeah,
usually. I'm
We're
like,
very
with
available.
her,
Very
with her
responsive.
DMs, I'm the same
Very
on the
responsive.
email chain.
I don't know. We love what we do. I think that helps. And everyone here, everyone's an independent contractor. They're here because they want to be here. They set their own schedules. We work cooperatively as a team to figure out, what's best for everybody. We are very into it, I should say. It's kind of been our lifeline for the last year. And I'm so thankful that we've had it to focus on, honestly. So yeah, we're super available. So just
we have our website is a great resource too. It has like all the class descriptions and stuff like that on it. So if people aren't sure what type of class
bios
they
of all the
take and
trainers,
that kind of stuff, and the schedule's on there as well. So
it's the Corner Studio
GP.com.
GP.com.
Perfect.
And and we're at the Corner Studio GP on Instagram too.
Perfect.
And like we said, super into it. So just come see us.
Yes.
We also say
if you're listening now, you can reach out. They will respond.
Awesome. Just come over. Respond. We will totally respond. And we also say too, like, because we have the sauna, we're like, even if you're not ready to work out, you literally could just sit in the sauna. It takes no effort. And you burn like hundreds of calories. It helps detox your system. So even if that's just like your first step, our biggest piece of advice is to just start, and we will help you on your journey completely.
Whatever that journey is.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, like mine is to get stronger. And that's not everybody's goal. But in my 40s, I'm trying to build muscles. So I mean, everyone has a different reason they work out, but we're here. We have basically every option for you.
Perfect. Thank you both so much. And if you're listening, make sure to reach out, sign up for those classes. Just start. That was the theme today.
Just start. Just come see us or DM us.